Hello everybody and welcome to my Minecraft video.
Hi, Austin. How's Minecraft? Ugh, what?
My mic is broked.
Did somebody message me?
Yeah, it was Dakota.
I'm viewing Austin. Okay, cool.
He's talking in the thing. I gotta
Oh
make
my
coffee, then I'll head to my computer. Do you want us to wait for you, Dakota?
Jeez, community.
Okay, what is this chapter saying? I forget.
Sure. So let's wait for Dakota. And just have a nice, pleasant chat for a bit.
So it's just about...
How's everybody's life the past couple weeks?
Oh, this week was pretty awful.
Mediocre.
I have an infection on my lower back.
Oh,
That hurts
God.
when I sit.
I'm so glad that everybody is having such happy life.
Ethan showed me a very cool video game person.
Fortnite? Oh.
Well, that too.
like a personality.
No, VG person.
Oh, it's like a real game, or is it a person?
It's a person that takes Japanese 8-bit games and translates them.
I'll just look at your screen, Austin. Oh, cool.
Ethan messaged me and was like, get Fortnite.
Yeah, you should do it. It's fun. It's free.
It's inherited from...
Oh, it's free, you say?
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it on
Fortnite is
Steam?
free. No, you have to go to Epic
Oh,
Epic
my
Launch or
God.
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
screw that.
These free games by VG person, the horror games are really fun. Like I just played The Witch's House yesterday, and I almost shat my pants.
No.
It was super fun. I would recommend it to Lane because I know Lane likes horror games.
Play free now? Play free now.
For Fortnite.
I think I have an Epic account. The question is what it is.
Oh, God.
What's that?
Oh, what happened?
Someone getting electrocuted.
Is someone dying from
Hello?
electricity?
Is someone dying?
I can't remember which one. I think Ethan wanted me to play the Hanged Man. Or was it the Boogeyman?
Oh, I'll just look at this Kaylee tale.
The Witch's House was really cool though, because it's just pretty much a puzzle game
Yeah.
where every room is just a puzzle and you have to solve it.
Hello?
Hello?
Dakota.
Dakota?
I switched to a different microphone and now this one works.
Oh, this was a really short section, I guess.
I'm still not done making coffee, so hold on.
That's okay.
Can you re-break your microphone while you're making the coffee?
I think this works. I think I solved my problem, so...
I solved my problem last night, so I'm ready to talk.
I haven't quite checked it. So, why don't you go first, Dakota? Oh, wait, shit, you're making coffee.
Because I'm still making coffee.
Oh,
But I sort of remember how the proof goes, so I could, like, talk about it vaguely.
what was your... So, wait, who had the first round that we assigned? Let's just go in order.
Which Binding of Isaac character should I be? Should I be Josuke, May,
Joe is gay?
Sam? No, Josuke,
Josuke.
Agnes.
Maybe you should go first, Austin, because you had 3.3.
Yeah. So 3.3 was pretty easy. If you have groups G. Hey Dakota, could you mute your mic while you grind your phone in a blender?
Grinding the beans. Hold on.
Grinding the beans.
On the mute. Hold on.
Okay, holding on.
Find the mute mic button.
I guess I could just mute you myself.
Jeez, Austin.
Yeah, I'm hardcore like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you have two groups, G and H, then the group G cross H is also satisfies the universal product in AB, I think was my problem. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I drew the diagram. It looks like this, I think. What?
Oh.
No, I think it's good. It's really good.
And so, honestly, when I do these proofs, I don't even think you need to define most of this shit. The only things you seem to need to define are like I and J, which I defined over here. I just takes whatever element, like if X is in G, oops, X is in G, then it takes it to X with the identity of H. I did identity instead of 1 just to be more precise. And then same thing for J. J takes whatever elements is in H and puts it into the product of the identity of G with that element Y.
Wait. Oh, you did the co-pro. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
'cause
sense.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be co-products.
Yep. You're right.
And then sigma just goes from G cross H to K. Like if G has a function L that goes to K and H has a function M that goes to K, then sigma goes to from G cross H to K. And I'm pretty sure sigma has to be like it's just LM.
Yep. That makes sense. Well, like L comma M or whatever, right?
Yeah, like I couldn't really decide that. It's either like this or they act on each other or something. That was a little part that I wasn't sure on.
I guess it depends on what K is. So.
Yeah.
Did you get all your arrows right? Here, just a
so.
second.
I don't know how else you would have done them.
Cool.
Because G has to go from...
Yeah.
Because I goes from G to G cross H, and J goes from H to G cross H.
I just want to look at it for myself and make sure I know what's going on.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I mean, there's possibility that I made a mistake.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right.
New to me. But I think you could also, like...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because then L, you would define some L, like, is sigma composed of I or something, whatever. But that's not really important, I don't think.
L is sigma composed I. Well, you want the diagram to commute, so you just want... all you want is that sigma is some map that satisfies that, like, composition.
Yeah. And so I don't even need to specify it, really. And that's really it. I don't really know what else to do for this problem.
I'd say you solved it.
Pretty sure this is solved. That's why these are so strange to me, because it's like, you just draw the diagram and move on with your life.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because I just drew something that looks basically just like that, and I was like, that's it.
That's kind of the point of category theory in, like, algebra, because normally something like the product group might take a while to justify and talk about, but since we're in categories, we just draw a diagram and move on with our lives. Yeah.
Cool. So let me make sure that this is recording properly.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to get back to the Binding of Isaac.
Okay.
Did we decide who I should play?
Hit random.
Oh yeah, there's a random button. Does random get modded characters?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Nice win streak, Austin.
Shut up. I've been trying all the new characters. Look at how many characters I have. When is this going to stop?
Okay. So I was going to pitch in and be like, yes, the whole point of category theory is to facilitate our end goal in a lot of proofs in a lot of different fields, which is getting maps from some things to other things. And if those other things happen to be products, then you only have to find maps from one thing, or from the first thing into, like, the first
Dakota?
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of that.
First thing into the second factor, and that's usually easier. And then that automatically gives you a thing into the product, which is nice.
Cool.
Good. Who's next?
Next. So I think I'm next. 3.4. I did this one, so hopefully I did this correctly. I'm a little unsure of this because I haven't quite checked everything, but it says let H and G be groups, and assume that G is isomorphic to H cross G. And then it says, can you conclude that H is trivial, meaning that, well, I mean,
It's
exactly
a
what
trivial
it's,
group.
and the hint says no, so you should construct a counterexample. And so the counterexample that I came up with is, so if you take the quaternions, Q8, so these are all the numbers, these are all the elements plus or minus 1, plus or minus I, plus or minus j, plus or minus k, where each element has order 2. So I squared is 1, and then j squared is 1, and k squared is 1. And you took the center of this group, which I think is 1 and minus 1, pretty sure. Right, meaning that 1 and minus 1 commute with everything in the group, and the quaternions cross the subgroup 1 and minus 1, map into the quaternions again. So you just conjugate by elements. So if you have, here, maybe I should get on MS Paint because I feel like I'm just saying words without really doing much.
Someone just
Hello?
left.
Dakota?
Dakota left.
Oh.
I'm
was-
still here.
Shit, was it that bad? I guess I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I did want to say one thing. I didn't think his hint said no. I thought his hint was, can you construct a counterexample? Or did you just take it as...
It says conclude that H is trivial, and then the hint was like, no,
Can
can
you
you
conclude-
construct a counterexample?
Okay, so it did say explicitly no.
Yeah, so I assume that meant that you could find something like that. It's like I'm still a little unsure because I haven't quite checked the multiplication, but I'm pretty sure it works out.
Okay.
Here, let me... I'm sharing my screen, I think.
I will switch to it. Because I don't care if people know about my desktop in this one website.
Another example, Lane. Are you done with?
No,
you're
I just wanted to like write this down.
Oh, hi, Tyler.
not. Tyler's
so-
now gone. Tyler's back.
Hello.
What the fuck?
It goes to like, so if I take an element A and B in this group, then it just conjugates. So I get A, and then I get B, and then B inverse. And since it's 1 and minus 1 commute with everything in the quaternions, then this always just sends A right to minus A. So it just flips the quaternions essentially.
Huh.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Okay. So, what were you saying, Dakota? Because I couldn't think of another example aside from this. This took a while for me to like come up with too.
If you let G and H both be the reals,
Oh, okay.
then that works.
What's the map?
The map is you have to use axiom of choice, so it's very non-constructive. But
So-
the thing is, if you consider like the reals and R2 as vector spaces over Q,
Yeah.
then by axiom of choice, you can just define any bijection between... Okay, by axiom of choice, they have bases, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
These bases have to have the same cardinality continuum, I'm pretty sure. So take any bijection between their bases.
Okay.
Okay, that automatically gives you an isomorphism of the vector spaces, right? Because it's you extend linearly to an isomorphism.
And then that
Yeah, but look at
implies
the
that they're...
underlying like abelian groups of the vector spaces, and they're then isomorphic.
That's crazy.
It is.
No, I'll stop sharing my screen. I would have never come up with that, I don't think.
I mean, I wouldn't either if I hadn't already seen it before.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So that I think my problem is kind of cool. Like, I think it's really weird that you can always, well, not always, but you can find groups that don't like act trivially on other groups, even though they're not trivial. So that's kind of weird. Okay. So who's next?
Who is next?
Who is next indeed?
Is it Dakota?
Is
3.5?
it me? 3.5. Is that me? It is. It is me. Okay, hold on. Let me turn on screen share.
Stop it, Joe.
Let me switch to your screen after I fucking kill this thing.
Stop it. My mouse. Why is my mouse being all goofy? Okay.
Okay, well, I'm at Dakota's. There we go.
Oh, it's Dakota.
All right. Hold on. I have to plug my mouse into a different USB port because it's...
So I have to say, I thought that there was a typo for a while because I just could not fucking think of anything to do. Every time I'd come up with an example, I was like, oh wait, I just proved that this example doesn't work.
I'm so glad mine was just, took me 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. It's like, well, I'll just draw the diagram and I guess that's it.
That's awesome.
Okay. Does this work? Yes, it appears to work. Okay. All right. Well, recursion. Okay. So the problem is to show that you cannot write the rationals as a product of two non-trivial groups. Okay? So let me just find a good brush that I like. Okay. So let's write Q. That's too thick.
That's what she said, bro.
Thick
Sorry.
with
Sorry.
Okay. So assume that we write Q as a product of G and H, and that gives us these maps. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, go away, Mache.
Oh my god.
Okay. So suppose G is... Okay, suppose that pi of G
Ah.
is... Oh my god, Mache. Is not injective. Not one-to-one. Okay, that means that... Let me just look down here. Okay. That there is an M over N, which we can write as the pair GH, because we're assuming that Q is isomorphic to G cross H, which is a non-trivial element of the kernel of this map, right? Because a function is injective if and only if its kernel is trivial. So if it's not injective, there's a non-trivial element of the kernel.
Okay.
Okay, and I meant actually to make this a capital G.
Are you first going to assume it's not one-to-one and then assume it is one-to-one?
I'm
Is that what's
going...
going on?
So I'm going to assume that if it's not one-to-one, then the group G has to be trivial.
You're doing like a...
And then I'm going to argue that
That can't...
both maps can't both be one-to-one.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So first, there's another lemma that I completely forgot that I needed right away. So if Q is isomorphic to G cross H, I really wish I had a Wacom tablet, then it can't be the case that G and H have any elements of finite order other than the identity. Every element in both G and H individually have to have infinite order.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is, okay, suppose that G in G has finite order. Okay, then you can look at the element G, comma. It's hopefully clear that G and H both have to be abelian, so I'm just going to call the identity of H 0 sub H. Okay, and then we can ask what its order is. Or rather, we can raise it to the order of G. Okay, by pairwise, like coordinate-wise, I guess addition in our case of the product, it's just this. And already I've fucked up my notation because these are abelian groups because we should be having this as a multiplicative factor and not an exponent, but whatever. Okay, so that means that this has to be the identity element, right?
Yes.
And we know that Q itself does not have any elements of finite order, right? Because if you add something to itself a bunch of times, it just gets bigger.
Right.
You can't ever get back to the identity. So we show that this element, if G has finite order, then this element has finite order.
Mm-hmm.
But the only element in Q that has finite order is the identity. So that means G had to have been the identity to begin with. So because Q only has elements of infinite order, G and H both also have to only have elements of infinite order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a brief aside, because I'm going to show that things are equal to the identity by showing they have finite order.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, so take 0 in G. We know that this is equal to, if you add the following element to itself n times, right, these are abelian groups, remember, so I'm using additive notation, right? This is m times n. Okay, but this is just notation that means add this element to itself n times, and pi sub g is a group homomorphism, so I can bring this inside. So this is n times m over n. Okay, the n's cancel. This is just pi sub g of m. Okay, which is just m times pi sub g of 1. Right?
Yes.
Okay, this shows that if you add m, or pi sub g of 1 to itself m times, you get the identity. Okay, but by this lemma up here, that means that this element has to have been the identity to begin with. So pi sub g of 1 is 0.
Mm.
Is the 0 of G. Okay, now look at any other rational number, right? Say A over B. Okay, and then look at, you add it to itself B times. Okay, once again, you bring the B in, and it cancels, so you just have this of A, which is, you pull the A out, which is, sorry, times pi G of 1. Brian. Okay. Which is by the above, right? This is A times the identity, which is just the identity in G. Okay, and this shows that this element has finite order, it has order B. But once again, it can't have any non-trivial elements of finite order, so pi sub G of this arbitrary A over B has to be 0 of G. Okay, but pi of G is a surjection, right? So if G had any non-trivial elements at all, then we could find an A over B that maps to it. But we showed that every A over that pi sub G is the constant 0 map.
Huh.
So since it also has to be surjective, that implies that G has to be trivial. Okay, and you can do the same thing with H.
Cool.
Okay.
So the only way that you can write Q as G cross H is if where both of them are non-trivial, then both of these maps have to be injective. And that can't be the case for the following reason. So, I'm not sure they can't both be injective. I don't know why they can't both be injective. I was working on this last night after I had already had a few, so that's probably why I wasn't able to figure it out.
Was it after you spilled?
After I spilled?
Someone spilled on you, right?
Oh yeah, my friend Xiao spilled like an entire half a beer all over my lap.
Huh. Could it be something with the reduction of fractions?
So if they're both injective, since Q is surjective onto both H and G, then isn't it isomorphic to both H and G?
Yes,
Is there a problem there?
then you could do something like show that Q sub 2 or Q to the 2 is not isomorphic to Q. Because if Q is isomorphic to G and Q is isomorphic to H, then Q is isomorphic to Q cross Q, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a problem.
I don't know. Fucking smells like it.
It smells like a problem. Must be a duck.
Oh, no, I get it, because Q and Q squared are not isomorphic as vector spaces over Q, because one has a basis of one element and the other is a basis of two elements. I see. So then they can't be isomorphic as groups either.
Cool.
Oh, so Q
No,
cross
not
Q has
necessarily.
two generators, you're saying?
No.
Okay.
No, Q can't have like generators because it's not cyclic.
You're right. Okay, never mind. Please edit that out so I don't look like an idiot.
No.
Oh, no.
Who is next?
Tyler?
I didn't do it.
I mean, I was
No, it's
technically 3.2.
You were
Was
3.2.
it?
Yeah, but it's pretty easy.
3.6.
Do you want a screen share or are you good?
If you want me to, I have it. in Paint.
Okay, then I'm coming. There, I'm staring at Loki, I think.
Which one did Mitch do?
Mitch did 3.2.
Oh, okay.
Hello? What the fuck?
You're still
What
not
is it?
screen sharing.
Tire screen.
Dakota is screen sharing. Oh, he stopped. Hey, look at that.
It's Mitch.
Does me?
His screen.
Oh god. So, yeah.
So what was your problem? Was it just the inverse of mine?
Yes. No, I had what page is this on?
Oh, you had to show that the diagram commuted. Like the big fucking square.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed 3.1 because I didn't want to.
Okay.
That's fine.
So from 3.1, you can get that there's a unique, morphism. I called it mu from G cross G to K cross K, and then you can see that it's this part right here, pretty easily. And then I just drew this picture, and I was like, then this has to be this, and this goes from G cross G. This is equal. And that was it.
Nice.
Can you show me
And
the problem? Like, can you bring up?
I don't know. I mean,
Um,
I don't have it on my desktop.
Okay, I have it.
Okay.
And the link is broken.
So it's
on,
that's 4.2. So it's 3.2, right? 3.2. Let just be morphisms in a category of products and consider morphisms between products. Exercise 3.1. Prove that this. Oh, okay. I see. So going back to Mitch.
I mean, you can just see that this takes G cross G to H cross H, and then your product, and then this goes to K product K. So then, yeah, and then this gives us this.
I don't see H cross H in your diagram.
That's because it's not there.
It's in between G and K.
It's in here.
Oh. Okay.
If you look at the big square in section 3.1,
In section 3.1.
It's on page 59.
section 3.2.
Oh, big square.
That's also basically it.
Oh, cool. Good work, everybody.
Thanks, Austin.
Also, I figured out why both these maps can't both be injective.
Yeah?
So, hold on, let me turn screen share back on.
Am I ever going to play Binding of Isaac?
No.
Never. Okay.
I would turn this off.
Where's Dakota?
More screen share options. Stop
Yeah.
screen sharing. Where'd everybody go?
I'm right
Okay,
here.
so
I'm still here.
Why can I only see my picture? Oh, there we go. Okay. Click on Austin.
suppose pi sub h is injective. Then take h1 that is not equal to h2. Okay, by injectivity, and take any g in G. Or not by injectivity, just by fucking definition of ordered pairs. So we know the ordered pair GH1 is not equal to the ordered pair GH2.
Cool. Good so far.
Okay.
Oh.
But look at pi sub G, or capital G, I should say, of this pair. Okay, this is just G, right? And
Sure.
you do the same thing with H2, and it's also G. Okay, but those are equal. But the thing you started with is not. Therefore, pi sub G can't be injective. So if you assume one is injective, then the other can't be.
Nice.
Good.
Okay. So what'd you guys think of the chapter, or the section?
Section. I don't really know what to say about it, because it just didn't seem to say anything. I know that's a little weird to say, but it's like, it started with, can we show that C6 goes to C3 cross C2? And then it seemed like it just defined a bunch of things to say that it could. Is that right?
Under build device. So it made this map. It looks like it's basically just doing that.
Yeah. And so it defined a bunch of stuff that, like, I don't know, we almost used the last section, like the finite order stuff. If it has two elements of order 1, then the other one also has to have two elements of order 1, and so on and so forth. And I thought Dakota like literally used that for his proof. So I don't know if it was just in a different context or what. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think, Dakota?
Yeah, I forgot to read this chapter, so I'm just skimming through it right now.
Did only me and Mitch read this week?
I had a lot going on, man.
No, I think
Yeah, so did I.
like read through it a couple weeks ago and
Uh,
got like
Oh, no.
most of
Oh,
what
no.
it's saying. So like homomorphisms like preserve order, but not quite. Like the image divides the original.
mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
This might
So,
just be...
If you don't have category theory showing that the inverse of a bijective group homomorphism is also a homomorphism, it's like kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little tedious calculation. But in category theory, it just fucking gives it to you. Like fucking of course this thing is also going to be a homomorphism, dipshit.
Jeez.
And then you're like, category theory, please don't be so mean.
Category theory is a dick.
Please don't be so mean. I like that. Yeah, so I don't really know what to say about this section. It's still mostly review because it's like cyclic stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's nothing.
Just getting the
special going on.
appropriate group things talked about.
Yeah, this section also just felt like, okay, we have to
Oh,
finish our discussion of groups. Here we go.
right.
We'll be...
Like we do this because we have to.
Yeah. And not because we want to. But maybe we do want to. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
It takes so fucking... Like, they don't define what it means for groups to be isomorphic until fucking 4.5.
Wait,
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed is he's always like, we do this with functors, which we're not going to discuss now.
yeah, he likes to refer... I'm getting a phone call.
Hello.
Bring.
Who is calling me? Oh, it's Ross.
Bring.
I'm in book club.
Non sequitur, but Dakota, did you sit in at the president's
Did I sit in at the president's what?
for your strike?
Oh, no, I did not, but
Oh.
I heard quite a bit about that. I did vote on the contract on Thursday night. And I voted yes, along with 98% of the GEO members.
Oh.
Because we all read it, and it gave us pretty much most of what we wanted.
Well, that's
Tuition
good.
waivers, like, in particular. So
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if it didn't pass, and I'm also not really surprised that it passed by such a wide margin.
Yeah.
Who just played Binding of Isaac?
Who here
You want-
has?
Yeah.
You want? I played
Me.
The Binding of Isaac.
Have you played Afterbirth Plus?
No, I stopped caring about that game for a while.
It
A while ago, I
fucking
mean.
sucks ass.
Is
Sorry.
that? Yeah, I think that's when I stopped playing. It was after birth.
Yeah, it was like a... Whoa.
Everything just got really shitty.
They introduced black holes, and
Yeah.
they just murder me because they spawn enemies forever, and they don't even make they don't make sense in the context of like the lore of the game at all. Because it's supposed to
Yeah.
be, you know, creepy kid doing creepy stuff, and all of a sudden there's a black hole in the middle of the floor. It's like, okay.
I think Ed McMahon just really hates everybody, and so he wants to just make their lives miserable.
Probably. So I started
Sorry,
playing
I don't want to...
Well, the thing is that
Before we get
when
too distracted, should we assign problems?
oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do it.
Oh.
You can assign me
Oh,
one. I'll do it.
I will try to do it.
I'll do a problem.
It's, my life is crazy right now.
Someone assign me a problem. Do it. Do it. I dare
Lane,
you.
do 4.13.
4.13?
What?
Wait,
So
what?
many.
Oh my god. You dick.
4.13, what?
Is isomorphic to S3. You
Oh,
jerk.
there's so many problems.
Oh, 4.13. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I thought he meant 4.1.3 or 4.1 through 4.3.
Why are we
like,
doing
what?
such late ones? Shouldn't we
Let's
do
do easy
easier
ones.
ones at the beginning?
This one, I mean, it looks neat, I guess.
I don't know, I just panicked and chose
I'll-
a number, and I wanted to make sure I didn't get stuck with the unlucky one.
I'm gonna do that just like Dakota did. Austin, do 4.8.
Okay, Mitch, do 4.11.
God damn it. Oh God! In due time.
Somebody
For-
type it in the
oops.
thing.
Well, I'll try. Mitch 4. I'll just do 4. Okay.
4,
4
4.8.
problems.
4.8. 4.03. So,
Yeah.
how's it?
And now Mitch gives a problem to Tyler, and Tyler gives one to me.
Why would I give a problem to Tyler when he's not going to do it?
Oh, let's all
Give
just.
one to me.
Okay. 4.7.
4.7.
Oh,
4.7.
damn it.
It improves the dad's homework if
Oh,
only if...
4.14.
What? Why did
What?
it change?
Which
Wait, no.
one?
4.7 looked too easy. Dakota's the smart one here, so.
What the frick is? Cyclic number of positive integers, they're relatively prime. This is called Euler's phi function.
Oh shit.
What, you expect like one of these problems, like an open problem, and you're like, see that one?
I hope so.
This isn't Griffiths.
Have them do Wilson's theorem or something. That one's a cool problem.
I don't know. Do whatever you want, Dakota.
Oh, wow.
Do 4.16.
How about I do like 3 easy problems?
No, you're slow. Do one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's true.
It turned into Dakota hour.
You can do 4.7. Just do 4.7. That's what I said first.
Dakota reads Alufi, chapter 0.
I wanted to go through my problem.
There. It's written in stone.
Precisely.
That's
I-
fair.
I'm glad you go through your problems like with detail, because I fucking don't.
Oops. I want this.
It would be so much faster if I could like fucking write and not like do fucking Photoshop with my mouse.
Yeah, I
just gotta-
understand.
Just gotta not care about what it looks like. Just fucking
I should just
throw it
hold
on
my
there.
phone up to my whiteboard and do it there.
Do you have a webcam? You could like point it at a piece of paper.
I don't have a webcam anymore.
Oh darn.
That's so sad.
I think actually I gave my webcam to Brian for some reason.
What? And he's like, "Hey Dakota, wanna like Skype with our webcams?" And he's
Hey,
like,
Dakota.
"Shit, sorry."
Oh, he's a little angry poop.
Austin, are you screen sharing? Because you're on a pause screen.
I am screen sharing. Did it just freak
Oh,
out?
oh.
Austin's been on a pause screen basically this whole time.
Yeah, I haven't really played much because I've been watching you guys. Here, let me... Well, I mean, we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Done, so.
Unless you
What
want
I was going to
stream
say
on
was-
Twitch.
What I was going to say was that the problem with Afterbirth Plus is I think that he play tested with like 2 professional Binding of Isaac players.
Yeah, that's true. And they were like, this is way too easy or something like
Yeah,
that.
and they were like, yeah, this is fine. But then they released it to the general populace. And everybody's like, what the hell is this?
Way too difficult.
Because it was so hard.
I'm on Pro Papa.
One good thing, though, modding in this game is great. If you haven't tried
so good.
modding stuff in this game, you really should. There's some really good mods. Like, I have so
Yeah.
many mods installed right now that I don't even know what's a part of the mod and what's part of the game anymore. Like, look at
that's
me.
good.
I'm a JoJo Bizarre Adventure character.
It's like a
I
weird
can't see
sci-fi
you.
fantasy.
I
where you
restarted
can't
the screen
discern
share.
reality.
Did it not work?
Well, it's still not working, Austin. I don't know what to tell you.
Aw.
I can see
need to
his
go
pause
grocery
screen.
shopping though, so
What was
I'm
that?
gonna
Mitch?
go. I need to go grocery shopping
Okay,
Oh man,
I need to go to the gymsies.
I'm
to
gonna
work out.
go back to
Austin,
doing
if you
whatever
want
I
to
was
play
doing.
games later, I'll be here.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So long.
We need to have like a farewell song like they do in those kids shows with like the bear and the secret clubhouse and the black
No.
guy. We
no.
should. We
No.
should. It'll be so much fun. We could all like sing it and it'll be out of sync because we're...
No, I know. It could be Wayne on the guitar being like dun 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 dun. Chapter 0.
Should I just sing a cover of Neutral Milk
No.
every time we're done?
no, give us copyright strikes. No, it's got to be new and original.
Okay. How about this?
It's the same thing.
Damn it! That's all I know how to do.
I like Dakota's idea where it's just like Algebra 0, yeah. Algebra 0.
Algebra 0. Yeah.
And then you just say goodbye. It's like Algebra 0, yeah, goodbye, friends.
Bye, my friends.
Now put it together, Lane. You gotta put it all together.
Also, it's Algebra Chapter 0, not Algebra 0.
Fuck.
Algebra.
We might as well just start over.
0. Goodbye.
Say friends.
Shit, I can't do this.
Okay, well,
We're
goodbye,
not your
everybody.
friends.
Bye.
Bye.